All right. Okay. Hi, everyone. I wanted to actually speak about a question that I've been asked consistently through the time, through these years. Has been a question that I'm really nervous about answering, and I'm just going to give a disclaimer. If you're taking birth control pills for contraceptive purposes and other health-related issues and or prevention, this has nothing to do with that. This video is specifically ascertaining and an opinion on whether birth control is a therapeutic solution for PCOS. So my takeaway with this, my background. I was on birth control for 2 years, separate times. So I'll take the 2 years. So when I was 19, I was on it for 1 year, and when I was 23, I was on it for 1 year. And I was thrown on it because I was not having my menstruation. And so that solution was throw her on the birth control pill. At that time, I did not have the articulation. I did not know full understanding of what I was trying to say. I just felt in my intuition that I should not be on this. And to me, it just wasn't making the link. I didn't want to have a pill manipulating my system. So this is way before, this is at 23, so 5 years later, I was diagnosed with PCOS. And even then, in that doctor's office, he's looking at me and he's like, well, we'll just have to put you on birth control pill. And I said no, because I already knew that I was not interested. And I knew that something else was going on beneath the surface that is, causing this whole issue. So I refused to be on birth control pill. I didn't want to throw hormones and mismanage my body as a means to put a band-aid solution on what was going on. My advice is, if you're thinking of using birth control for PCOS, and I'm sure many of you have, because why wouldn't you? Clears the skin. This causes weight gain and other issues in some people, but clears the skin, regulates your period. The bigger one. I have a period every month. This is where you have to kind of change your thinking. Having a period every month is the ideal reality. That may not be your reality, and that's okay. Right now, we're not talking about fertility. We're not talking about all this stuff. We're now talking about regulating yourself. And the PCOS, in terms of, regulating yourself, you want to be able to regulate yourself so when the time does come for you to want to get pregnant or be able to get pregnant, you have already allowed your system to work on its own. So it's almost like, putting, something fake, like a robotic thing in, let's say, in your arm as a temporary usage, and when you take it out, your arm cannot work on its own because you did not strengthen it. So that was a bad analogy, but in any case, you know what I mean, is that you did not allow your own system to kind of strengthen itself, figure out itself. People freak out. A lot of the message that I get is, oh my god, I didn't get my period, oh my god. Okay, when did you get last? Oh, I got it 2 months ago. Well, that's still good. So let's wait and see what happens in a few months. Or, this kind of like this idealized version of what the perfect situation will be is not, it's not black and white. So, PCOS sufferers may, may menstruate between 30 to 48 days, I think. That's the norm in that case. In some cases, some people menstruate like every, maybe like 3 or 4 times a year. Like, worst case scenario or semi worst case scenario. There's people who don't menstruate at all. So it all depends. That being said, before tackling that issue with the birth control pill as a blanket or as a band-aid solution, tackle it through the herbs, the vitamins, the meditation, the exercise, the self-affirmations, whatever it is. Tackle it through that before you jump into that as your solution. The reason I say that is, I don't know. I don't think I've shared my full story, but I will at some point. is, let me just say this. I have a regular period every month, and it comes with either the new moon or the full moon. Okay, so if you're into the moon and stuff like that, because women's energies are with the moon and so forth, I've regulated myself. So if I can do it, trust me, anybody else can do it. I was given a diagnosis of a pretty bad diagnosis when I was first provided or told that I had PCOS, and just you'll never be regular, etc., etc. You have to take the birth control pills, like the whole fear mongering stuff. So in any case, here I am, maintaining it. Moods are stabilized. Hair growth seems to be, pretty much. I'm not really. It's better. It's improved so much, especially with the spearmint tea. I have a monthly period, and the weight stuff and all this stuff is still an ongoing thing. So again, the diet, going gluten free, figuring all of that out, has helped immensely. So cleared up the acne, all those stuff, right? So it's possible. It's just harder. So if you want to have a short-term approach and short-term solution, birth control is an option. But if you want to have a solution that empowers your own body to rechannel and reconfigure itself, so your ovaries and your uterus can get nourished through proper nutrition, get nourished through proper, vitamins and so forth, and eventually, have a flow, a hormonal, let's say, holistic and healthy solution to PCOS, that is the avenue to take. Now, if you are taking birth control pills for other reason, not for PCOS, I would still recommend that you do follow certain protocols while you're on the pill for, let's say, pregnancy prevention and so forth. So eat gluten-free, reduce your sugar to almost nil, exercise, etc., so that if you ever were to get off of birth control, having to reconfigure your body, cleanse that hormone out and the hormones out and so forth. Let's say if you want to get pregnant, you still have the detox from that pill. So by the time you detox from that pill, you've done the groundwork by having lived similarly to the person who was not taking the birth control, who was taking their vitamins and so forth. Living similarly will speed up the detox process for you. So again, this is just my 2 cents. I hope this made sense. My answer about birth control is I'm not an advocate for it. If you're able to, if you don't have other needs and you're just thinking about it for a therapeutic option, I would not consider the birth control pill as a therapeutic option. There are much better options out there that are much more healthier, safer, and empowering to your system. So that's all I gotta say about this. Hope it made sense, and any questions or comments, let me know. Wishing you guys all the best. Bye.